everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we got a little bit of a Scream 5 update. Oh my god, the marketing team just gives us a whole bunch to work with every other day now. It's like impossible to keep up with. It's pretty crazy. A TikTok account that is apparently helmed by the Scream marketing team might have just given us a lot of information about the new film that maybe they shouldn't have. We're gonna talk about all of that in just a second here, but first I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also hit that little notification bell so you know every single time I upload, and hey, support me on Patreon if you can. That would be pretty sick. The link for that will be in the description below. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Name it.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing now.
Oh, blood on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes dead is better.
So the TikTok account 2Brash Sarah, which I have talked about a little bit in the past, recently posted many more like little videos that kind of tell us a lot about the characters in the new Scream film. So starting off with some new images we've gotten from the TikTok account specifically, we got this image of Sidney Prescott, this picture of Dewey, nothing too crazy here, but this picture of Sam is where I start going crazy with the theories. We have Sam looking around a crime scene, kind of looks very similar to that crime scene we saw Gale Weathers on in another picture that came out earlier, and it specifically says, "Where is Richie?" ? Followed by a picture of Richie looking kind of suspicious where it says, "Why is this guy even here?" Now I've speculated a little bit in the past that Richie could be the killer in this new film. It kind of seems like they're portraying him as the killer though, so he could be a red herring. But considering some things we've seen in the trailer, and now they're like kind of pinpointing him as like kind of a suspicious person here, like why is he here? Like yes, he is Sam's boyfriend, but we don't know too much about his background or like who he is as a character. We don't know that much about him. Now the biggest thing to take away from these two pictures though is the fact that Sam is at a crime scene, looking around, investigating, trying to figure something out clearly, and Richie is not with her. Something that police officers will say a lot, or just if you watch a lot of crime TV, you'll probably hear this, is that the killer almost always goes back to the scene of the crime after people are investigating it. So if Richie was the killer, maybe he would know that and then wouldn't go back to the scene of the crime ever, even if Sam asked him to. So is it kind of suspicious that we don't see Richie in this picture, and from this TikTok we're kind of gotten it confirmed that he is not there with Sam investigating whatever the heck is going on? Why is he not cooperating with Sam and trying to find out who the Ghostface killer is? Could it be because he is Ghostface himself? Moving on to the next suspicious picture though is this picture here of Jenna Ortega with Mikey Madsen's character Amber. Now as we learned from character descriptions in the past, these two characters may or may not be in a relationship. It's been kind of confirmed that Jenna Ortega's character is dating another girl named Francine? Wow, the name is slipping my mind. But my point is, Jenna Ortega is dating some other character in this film, and these two used to date in the past, and now they're kind of like, it's complicated relationship on Facebook. That would be their relationship status. So what's going on here? Are they happy? Are they not happy? This picture's kind of suspicious. From the trailer, you kind of get the gist that like, oh yeah, these two are like dating, and like the one's gonna come over, they're gonna get drunk and probably have a crazy night. I'm not gonna get into what could happen after that, but I think you can probably imagine. Not safe for YouTube content. So is Tara cheating on Amber with like a Francine character? Francis? Is it Francine? Why is that name slipping my mind? Could that be Amber's motive to be the killer? Or could she just be a red herring the whole time? I mean, they've kind of made it very obvious that Amber could be the killer in this new film, just based off of some of the TV spots in the trailer. I think it would be a little bit of a letdown if she ended up being the killer, just because of how like seemingly obvious it is that she is like a suspect. Ghostface clearly gets her phone at some point in this film, if she is Ghostface or not. Like you see text messages come from Amber's phone that are very suspicious and say this isn't Amber. We see Amber's number texting Sam in that one TV spot, so it's just like, dude, that would be way too obvious if Amber became the killer in this new film. I kind of would be on the fence about that, even though yes, she is a suspicious character who could have a very clear motive. Then there's this picture here of Chad Meeks and Liv McKenzie. Now I haven't really been suspicious of Chad being the Ghostface killer at all. There really hasn't been too much from the trailers to suspect that. I really have no reason to be suspicious of Mason Gooding's character. I mean, from the trailer alone, it kind of looks like he gets offed like maybe mid-movie by the Ghostface. We see a lot of people get attacked by Ghostface. I don't think all of them are surviving and it's just gonna be like attacks where they get stabbed and they run away. I mean, that's just not typically how a Scream movie goes, and that's not something that I want to see changed. I want to see a lot of these characters that I'm probably gonna end up loving ultimately die, which yes is going to be sad, but like come on, you can't have a Scream film without a lot of kills. And I'm expecting this one to kind of amp it up with the kills a little bit. Radio Silence has a history of coming up with some bloody and disgusting kills, man. This isn't a kill necessarily, but the nail scene in Ready or Not still lives rent-free in my mind. My god, that scene is like comparable to the Hellraiser nail scene. Ugh, jeez, that's hard to watch. But could Chad and Liv be the ghost faces in this new film? Maybe like it's a couple teaming up this time around to just go and murder people. I mean, I guess that would be kind of original for the series, but I just don't think Chad is living through this movie. I mean, unless the scene that we've seen in the trailer is just not even a part of the film or something, it's just like, god, if Chad Meeks survives this, it's just gonna be like, this ghost face is kind of weak, man. Apparently Tara's living through the opening kill. Chad's gonna apparently get out of this scene. I don't buy it. I think Chad bites the dust in that scene we saw in the trailer. I'm hoping this ghost face doesn't have a low kill count. That's what I'm starting to get worried about. We get this shot here of Wes Hicks and Mindy Meeks. Nothing really super suspicious here. I mean, it's just kind of like two friends hanging out. He's looking at her phone for some reason, which I guess, I mean, could be a little creepy, but they're both kind of smiling and chilling. So I got really nothing suspicious here. But then there's this last picture of Judy Hicks, which honestly is kind of a creepy photo because it looks like she wasn't aware of this picture being taken, as with a lot of these other pictures. And it's specifically captioned, "Didn't she go to school with Sydney?" ? Something a lot of people have been speculating is like, are we going to get a backstory on Judy Hicks? At least a better one where we kind of talk about like, oh, did Judy have some kind of involvement with the original killings? I think for sure we get some kind of comment on that. Seeing Judy Hicks's backstory, like what was she doing during the time of the Billy and Stu killings? Like what was going on then? What was she up to? Is it something that's going to affect the plotline this time around? I feel like it would be way too obvious to make her Ghostface. I mean, she was one of the biggest red herrings of Scream 4, and to make her the killer now, it would kind of you'd have to alter some stuff about Scream 4 in my opinion. Like there's no way that if she ended up being the Ghostface killer this time around, she didn't have some kind of involvement with the killings back in 2011 during Scream 4. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of hope she's not the killer this time around. Once again, I just feel like that would be way too obvious. I kind of like her just being a red herring, and then maybe she gets killed like towards the end of this movie. That would be kind of sick. We see her visibly get upset in a cop car driving at the speed of light down this road, so like clearly something is going to happen to her son. I once again, another thing I want to rule out is probably Wes Hicks is not going to be the killer, even though it's probably going to be a little suspicious. I think she's going to get attacked by Ghostface and probably die along with his mother. This would kind of be like a compromise. Like you're not killing one of the OG3, but you are killing a kind of mainstay character that was established in Scream 4. It would appease the people who want to see one of the OG3 characters die, and also not piss off all of the other people who don't want to see the OG3 die. So honestly, not a bad move on the writer's part if they decided to do that in this new film. I wouldn't be against that, honestly. I think that would be pretty shocking and a cool way to kill off Judy Hicks. There's one more thing I want to talk about considering the TikTok account. Like, yes, we did get all these new pictures and we can theorize about that all day. That's awesome. But there's another thing that the TikTok account has been doing that I find very, very interesting. They've also put out these other videos where it's kind of mocking some of the people like myself who come up with theories about this new movie. There's this one video in particular where it's Ash and Sarah and they're reacting to another TikTok. It's this guy coming up with the theory about how Randy is still alive and in charge of the killings this time around. They're literally laughing at him the whole time. Like, dude, that is so meta, and I don't think people are realizing that. Sarah and Ash are kind of acting as like the team of people who know what's going on in this new film, the marketing team, Radio Silence, the writers, Kevin Williamson. They're kind of acting as those people, and this dude who's in this video, who knows if this guy is like a real dude or not coming up with a Scream theory, could just be an actor, I'm not sure. But they're literally laughing at this guy who's coming up with a wild theory. Like, dude, we're probably all super wrong about what's going to happen in this film, and it's going to just blow all of us away in January, which is what I'm honestly, even though, yeah, they're kind of making fun of me and a bunch of other creators on the platform, but like, I'm so down for that. That's so funny. I would absolutely love to be wrong about this film and go into it and like just to be so blindsided anyways. That's what I'm hoping to get from this film in the first place. Like, yeah, I come up with a bunch of theories, but I don't want to be right. There's no fun in being right before a movie. Like, come on, I want to be shocked. I want them to do something completely different that I'm just not expecting at all. That's what I'm hoping the Radio Silence guys are thinking about all my theories. It's like, dude, you are so wrong, man. Oh my god, you have no idea what's about to happen. Hopefully that's the case. We are nearly 2 weeks away from a new Scream film. I am so excited. Please leave me some of your excitement down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching my new Scream 5 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of that jazz is in the description below, as well as my Patreon if you can support me on there. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.